right, our guest on Just Talking is anime icon Erika Harlacher. You might recognize her voice from Seven Deadly Sins, Persona 5, Sailor Moon, and much more. How's it going, Erika?
Hold on, we're getting there. She is.
There she is. How you doing, fam?
Good. How are you?
We are fabulous. I'm loving your vibe. I mean, we can
Thank
already
you.
tell already just from the room that you're in that you are an anime icon.
I'm like so jealous of all the cool stuffed animals, by the way.
Thank you. This is my streaming couch, so it's very comfy.
I love it. But I gotta say, Erika, when you're as good looking as you and me, you can have anyone you want. And I've always felt that way for myself. And you just recently got married, and congrats.
I did. Thank you.
How's your love life going on right now?
Pretty good. It's
Are
pretty
you
good.
still having
we just
sex?
Are you still
yeah,
having
I mean, we
sex
just
after
got
marriage?
married, so things are good.
Give it 2 years. 2 years.
Oh no. Yeah, we were supposed to have like a big ceremony this year. Well, not a big one. We were gonna have a pretty small ceremony, but like in Hawaii, and a honeymoon in Japan. And then the world decided to have a pandemic.
Yes.
So we didn't do those things. But then like it was getting closer to the date that we were gonna do it, which was our anniversary. It was gonna be our 9-year anniversary. We were like, let's just get married. Like we'd been planning it for 2 years. We've been together for 9 years, and we were like, we'll just do the minimum amount. So like my sister officiated and her husband was the witness, and that was it. It was just the 4 of us.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, you plan on definitely celebrating at a later time, which I think is very exciting. But, 9 years into it, I think that's amazing. And, since you got married, does your husband prefer your anime voice to be sexy, or does he prefer Erika?
He prefers Erika. He doesn't really watch anime.
What?
Yeah.
Do you prefer your men like that? Not into anime?
Well, he works in anime, so he doesn't want to like watch it at the end of the day.
Okay.
It's like it's just too much. It's too much anime.
Interesting. I didn't know that there could be too much.
So like do you
anime.
guys like role play like cops and robbers then instead of anime? Like what's your role playing like then?
It's cosplay, Marissa.
Yeah, basically cosplay. Yeah.
You said you don't.
He does like when I have the cuter cosplays rather than when I cosplay a boy. He's like, oh no.
Yeah. I would be kind of feeling the same way. But I mean, I can only imagine as a result of being in showbiz, you probably get approached by so many douchebags in the wrong way. Do you still experience that? Like, let's say on Twitter, not Twitter, Twitch.
Twitch, yeah. I've been lucky. I haven't really had that many bad experiences, even at like conventions when I'm meeting fans and stuff. And on Twitch, I have really good moderators, so they keep everything chill.
Moderators.
Yeah.
So you actually have people behind the scenes working for you to.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I
would not know how to do anything without them. When I first started streaming, it was just a video game company, Atlas, that does the video game Persona 5. They were like, oh, you should stream on release day for the like new one we're doing. And I was like, sure, whatever. Thinking it was going to be like a one-time thing. And then it was fun. So I found like a couple people and I was like, can you guys moderate for me? And they were like, yes, but here's what you need to do. And they like told me how to actually be a streamer. And now I stream for real.
See, I just learned something new. I had no idea that some of the top big Twitch streamers like yourself actually have to have moderators behind the scenes. Because
everybody has to have a moderator. There's like no way you can do it without moderators, because like the chat gets too crazy. You can't keep track of it.
That's insane, because I know Marissa and I, we were sort of joking before the show. When we think about Twitch, it kind of reminds us of like this OnlyFans fetish for the youth. You can get a little bit closer to the stars that you love. And that's why I was having some kind of concern with Twitch, because you always kind of see that. I can only imagine you're playing Among Us with a sea of guys and it's just you. I mean, I can only imagine it would just be so out of control. You're kind of shaking your head. You do not see that so much anymore in 2020?
No, everybody's been like really nice and respectful, and everybody I play with is really cool. And I only play with people that I like. So, and like the Among Us games are usually like half girls, half guys that I play.
Okay,
that's true.
Parents,
it's very diverse. It's like the new Mario Party, I would say.
So that's actually good news. It means parents are raising any anime kids correctly.
Everybody's been really cool. So I just play games and then that's it. Everybody has a good time.
Do you cosplay when you're streaming on Twitch?
I did yesterday because it was my character's birthday, which I was gonna stream the day before, but then I was too busy. So I moved it to yesterday, and then I pretended I did that on purpose because it was her birthday. So I cosplayed for the stream.
That's
I was like, yay!
Persona 5
And it was hot.
Takamaki.
Uh-huh.
It was
love
so hot. Oh my
Thank
God.
you,
Okay, I have
thank
to
you.
say, like, wow, when I saw you flipping around into that red outfit and in the little girl school outfit, I was like hating you for the body. I was like, all I could do is stare at your stomach and be like, Erika, give me your body.
Well, maybe you have to be a MILF cosplay, all right, Marissa? That's the only way you're gonna do it, right? I would think that Jay would be okay with it, right? I would assume.
He would be in heaven if I dressed up as an anime cosplay.
I believe it. But Erika, I wanted to share some news with you because I wasn't sure if you knew about this, but Taki Sauraki, the anime chief producer at Netflix, last month said this: given the success of shows such as Seven Deadly Sins and Baki, we are excited more than ever to challenge ourselves to expand our aspirational anime programming for fans around the world. And Netflix has said that over 100 million households globally watched at least one anime title on their platform between October last year and September 2020, with Seven Deadly Sins becoming one of the top 10 titles among all series in 70 countries since its launch. I mean, did you know anything about this?
No, I'm not surprised though. It's very popular.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, congrats. I mean, that's got to be a huge thing. I mean, do you feel like with your, your career being Princess Elizabeth, do you really feel like that's really flourished you to get into new realms? Because I mean, when we spoke with you in season 1, I mean, we're in season 7 now. You weren't even in Sailor Moon, and now you're in it. Like, that's a huge success. And how did that come to be?
I don't really know. It's been a blur. I just I keep auditioning, and I keep training and going out for everything, and then somehow it just all happened. But I really wasn't expecting Seven Deadly Sins to be like as big as it was, or as it is, I guess. I just thought it was like a cute show. It was a cool show, and I was like, yay! Yeah. I get to be a princess. I like playing princesses.
Right.
And then now it's still like, yeah, fans are constantly like, when's the next season? When's the next season? And I'm like, I have no idea. I literally don't know that. So,
well, it sounds like there is going to be a new season, because if Netflix is speaking highly of your work, Erika, I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, and, Netflix actually made like a deal with us dubbing actors for making all their stuff go union, which was really, really helpful for all of us and nice, because I want to do just only union work, and I wanted to keep doing that show. And yeah, they've been really great. They made a new Netflix deal, and it's been awesome. Netflix has been really great.
That's insane. I mean,
that's great to know.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it obviously sounds like you have such a high demand for your voice. I mean, how does people approach you? I mean, I don't know how that works in a voiceover industry, even though I'm very much in the world of the entertainment industry. Like, how do you get approached to do some project like this, especially during COVID-19 pandemic?
Almost everything goes through my agent. Someone will contact my agent, and then my agent will be like, hey, you got this offer, or here's these auditions. I audition like every, day through my agency for multiple projects. Sometimes people that I have a personal relationship will like come to me and be like, here's this project, and then I pass it on to my agent.
Well, what it sounds like to me is it's like your agent is like the Michael Strahan of agents. Like, that guy won't go away. And it's just like your voice. It's great.
We talk every day. Yeah.
So that's really cool. But I did want to ask you this because what is this genre manga? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Manga or manga.
Manga.
Manga. Okay. See, I'm not even anywhere near close. And how does it relate with anime?
So manga is just like, it's books. It's like comic books, or like graphic novels in Japan. So a lot of times a manga will then be made into an anime. So it'll be made into like a show or a movie. Sometimes anime don't have manga. They're just like standalone. They didn't come from a book, but most anime comes from a manga first.
Okay. So my husband is obsessed with manga. right?
I love
And
manga.
yeah, he's obsessed with it. So I asked him what the difference was because I wasn't sure. And he said manga is adult cartoons where anime is for children, yet he allows my daughter to watch manga with him as they're slicing people's heads off. So like, is he wrong in the parenting on this?
Oh, wait, he said he lets his children watch manga?
Oh yeah, I've caught him.
Manga's not a like thing you watch. It's a book. It's books.
No. Oh, I thought it was. Are you sure?
See, so I think your husband's wrong.
I thought manga was the type of drawing on it. Oh
No, manga is like the genre of books. So it's like comic books in Japan. And then anime is like television or movies.
Wow, I misunderstood him massively.
Yeah.
He was watching these like adult ones, and that was manga, and anime was like kiddie. Ooh,
No.
I learned something.
Well, I think that kind of makes sense because I feel like America doesn't really know so much about Japanese culture still.
Mhm.
And my question for you, Erika, is, anime is quickly becoming not only normalized, but often celebrated in popular culture. And why do you think American millennials are captivated with Eastern media?
The like storytelling in anime is very unique. Like a lot of times, especially in America, people think cartoons are only for kids. And so when they see a cartoon, they're like, oh, that's probably like, ABC 1, 2, 3, whatever. And they don't want to watch it. But anime has always been like, there are animes for kids, like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Those are animes for kids. But then a lot of anime is for like high school age people or like college age people or adults, and they have adult themes, and they're not afraid to like tackle deep like relationship issues and things that people are like really dealing with. And so I think people like are really discovering that and like relating to that a lot more. And the structure of like Japanese media is different than American media too, where American media is like, first act, big stuff happens, climax, and then the end. Whereas a lot of times anime movies are just kind of like, la, 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 stuff happens, it ends. So it's like kind of relaxing.
Would you say that anime is kind of blown up? Because I get what you're saying. I mean, it feels like now anime is a little bit more successful because now we don't have to rely on cable TV. We don't have to tune on Nickelodeon and wait for 3 o'clock to happen. We can go straight to the streaming services and I can binge watch Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I mean, it's definitely like Netflix and Hulu and Crunchyroll is like an anime specific streaming site. And like Funimation, all these different streaming services are like so accessible. You pay like $7 and then you can have all of these different shows to watch in like multiple languages. You can watch them in the original Japanese, you can watch them in English, you can do whatever you want. And it's definitely like, it's just so much more accessible. So like, why wouldn't you watch it?
Right.
Netflix often recommends anime to me, even though we don't really watch that much anime because we're like working.
You're probably watching your own stuff. That's
why.
You're like, I love my
well,
stuff.
sometimes I see my own stuff pop up and I'm like, oh, I'm in that. That's cool. It's recommending it to me.
That's really cool, fam.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask this because it sometimes feels like, in anime, do you feel like it sometimes misrepresents what the Japanese culture is? Because sometimes anime can be all over the place. I mean, like you said, it's very childish. Americans view it. But then Japanese, they're not even close to that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the show or the movie for sure. There are some shows and movies that really go out of their way to like get things very accurate. Like they'll like locations are like shot for shot animated of like Tokyo or like Kyoto. And they'll be really focused on getting the culture correct and being realistic with all the characters and everything. And then there's some shows that are just like crazy, colorful hair people like being like, oh no, I'm so cute, falling over. And then people are like, oh, that must be what Japan's like, but it's like not. So I think sometimes tourists go expecting everyone to be like, oh, anime, and then nobody is. And they're like, oh.
I don't know. I went to Japan last year actually for the first time. Before this whole mayhem with my little bro. It was insane. I mean, I really felt like I was in an anime world because it's like the neon lights,
the
city
you must have
vibes.
been in like Akihabara.
I was in Shinjuku. So
Shinjuku.
So I heard that was kind of the crazy party district.
Yes.
But it was I love that vibe. And I felt like I was in a video game of Yakuza, which congrats. I know you're doing a couple of voiceover works for that. Love that video game.
Very exciting.
But I did want to talk about this with you because do you believe on a level that the rise of anime had anything to do with the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I'm not sure. I know like comics kind of had a rise around the same time. I feel like it's more of a just like nerd culture, I guess, is being more accepted, and both anime and comics are in that same genre. And a lot of
Right.
times people who like comics like anime and vice versa because they're kind of similar. And so I'm not sure that it was because of one or the other, or just again because of like a more accepting society and people being less afraid to be like, I like this, I like these drawings, and like I like these characters, and
I like that answer
Yeah.
because it's like, yeah, we don't need a Marvel. Nah, anime's already way successful. Come on, Chris, you already told me about the Netflix. That's a great response.
Yeah.
So true. I think they can make it on their own, anime.
Mhm.
But I have to raise this alarm because for the first time, I watched Peter Pan on Disney Plus, right? And a long time. And I was a bit surprised to see these warning closed captions on it. And I'm telling you, fam, and all the listeners out there, it's like so many lines. And I'm thinking, what 5-year-old has any idea what's being said on that screen? And the funny part is, it's like, my question for you is, Erika, do you believe anime has broadened our perspective, or perhaps is anime culturally challenging Americans in films and cartoons?
Possibly. I think it's been a good way for like us to experience another culture. And I think Japan's, because anime has been so successful here, has been more like invested and aware in like Western societies. So both of us together have been like discovering each other, I guess, and more like, oh, there's other people in the world and they do things differently, and so yeah, I definitely think that the rise of its popularity here has broadened a lot of people's minds and perspectives, and hopefully made people more respectful. I mean, anime used to get like a very bad rap of like, oh, it's just like hot girls doing like, oh no, it's like hentai.
Well, it still feels like that.
Yeah, but like there's so many like stories that are like really like genuine and good, and like no fan service, and I think that has really helped us.
Right. Yeah, because when I view this whole idea with anime, I feel like when we were 5 years old watching Peter Pan, it didn't do anything to us to affect us. Now we're the adults having to raise our children. Like, Marissa, you might have to have this conversation with Lilac now when you go to sit down and watch Peter Pan.
I'm just gonna make her read the opening caption.
Yeah.
And be like,
Wow.
do not say Injun, do not say redneck. Okay, go ahead and continue.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we're talking about Peter Pan, okay? But yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
fine.
I mean,
That's
times have
That's why I
changed,
find
and it's like society didn't realize, I guess, that was wrong, and now we're more enlightened, and we're like, oh, that's not good. We shouldn't have done that. But it's like erasing history doesn't help either. I think it's helpful to know the mistakes that we've made as a society. So it's important to like keep some of that there, but also put a disclaimer being like, hey, this was made by people who weren't as enlightened. It's not good. We know that it's not great, but here's it in its historical accurate, like for the time like how it was back then. We didn't alter it.
So true.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when I'm listening to both of you right now, I kept thinking, man, we just gave a sad idea for all these TikTok nerds. I mean, they're going to probably tell all their moms, like, let's get our brother to go read the disclaimer out loud and just film them doing that. Can we get that trending? That'd be kind of funny. But other than that, let's have some fun, Erika.
Okay.
We want to do, because obviously you are an anime icon. You are the king of voiceovers. And I got a couple scenarios for you, because last time we had some fun with you and it was October and we talked about pumpkin spice latte, but now it's Thanksgiving. Yes. And I got 3 scenarios for you that I want to throw out at you. And the first one is, and what the fun part is too, Marissa is going to cue you the music to start. Okay. But I'm going to set the scenario and then you'll begin. All right. Okay. So the first one, what would Princess Elizabeth and Aunt Takamaki talk about on Thanksgiving Day? All right, Marissa, cue the music.
Oh, Lady Anne. Oh, are you sure you have enough food? This is so good. Oh my gosh, Elizabeth, thank you so much for inviting me. No problem. I was worried that we wouldn't have enough with Lady Deanne here, but as long as you're happy. I'm so happy. Thanks so much, Elizabeth.
It seems like she was having a hard time swallowing it because the last
She eats
time
a lot.
yeah, she eats a lot.
Yeah.
And the last I recall, Princess Elizabeth isn't the greatest cook either, right? I mean, she's pretty
Well,
bad.
Meliodas is the bad cook. Elizabeth just serves the bad food.
But let's have some fun with this. Let's imagine that Princess Elizabeth burnt the turkey.
Okay.
How would the two of them respond in this scenario? And Marissa, let's cue the music.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Lady Anne, I burnt the turkey. Now nobody's going to have delicious turkey on Thanksgiving. Oh, I've ruined the entire holiday. Hey, whoa. It's okay. I'm sure we can salvage this. We could just cut off the burnt parts, and I'm sure what's underneath is still good. Are you sure? Yeah, no problem. Let's not tell anybody, okay? Okay, thanks, Lady Anne.
Let's not tell anybody, and they're the only two at the dinner table. I love it. That's so good. And Marissa's got a scenario that she'd love for you to do right now.
Okay, so
Okay.
if Sailor Starmaker was stranded on Earth, what would she say to Elon Musk to get him to allow her to join the space fleet?
Okay. Mr. Musk, a man with an interesting man and a more interesting brain. I have a proposition for you. I need you to take me into space. I know you're close. I need it to happen right now. I'm on a very important mission, and if you agree, I can offer you some very exclusive technology. It'll put you ahead of everyone else. I can't tell you more than that, but do we have a deal?
I love it. Oh,
Wow.
you got me so
You're
psyched.
getting on the spaceship.
I'm so
Going.
amazed at how diverse your vocals is. I mean, I
Thank you.
almost want to have some fun with this too. I mean, Marissa, do you have a good voiceover voice? I mean, I'm kind of weak. I can do an
yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger a little bit.
I can do a bedroom porno.
Oh, okay.
Very
What would what?
Hey,
What's
Arnie.
up? I like that.
Hey,
Why don't
Arnie.
we have Marissa and
Yeah.
Erika do something fun? You're doing this kind of porno scene, and
Yeah.
Princess Elizabeth walks into something. She has no idea what's going on. Let's have Marissa. Let's have you start first. Why don't you cue some music, Marissa?
Okay, let's get some music. I like the. It's Thanksgiving.
It's
Thanksgiving here.
It's a Thanksgiving
It's
stuffing.
Thanksgiving. So, when you want to stuff a turkey, all you have to do is get some butter,
Oh,
and you rub the butter all over the turkey skin so it's nice and oily.
oh, that's a very good tip. Thank you so much. Hang on, let me take some notes.
Oh,
Okay, so butter, and
butter.
what else?
And then you take the breadcrumbs and you grab a
Oh.
fistful and you shove it all the way up there. Go ahead and try.
Okay, like this? Oh, that felt weird. I'm not sure
Oh,
about
a
this.
virgin summer.
Who knew that Princess Elizabeth was a virgin this whole time? And then Arnie comes in and he's like, "No, you're not supposed to use butter. You're supposed to use my own sweat. That's how you make the stuffing of turkey." Was that a good one? That's all I
That was
got.
good. That was good.
Very good.
Oh, okay. I just got approval from Erika Harlacher. My dreams have come
Poor
true.
Erica was like, okay, this is derailing.
She's like, I'm out.
Come
But Erica, I appreciate you coming back on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show. We might as well ask you while we got one last minute here. Is there any upcoming projects that you could spill the beans that you're working on currently right now?
I just got announced as the voice of Bianca in Pokemon Masters yesterday. So if you're playing Pokemon Masters, you should try and get Bianca because that's me. And I'm also in a game that was recently released called Genshin Impact. And I'm starting to stream that today. I play Venti in that. He's a bard boy and he's great. He's fun.
Amazing.
Yeah, I can't talk about anything that's not announced yet, unfortunately, but I do have a lot of stuff that will be announced soon.
That's what I like to hear, fam.
Yeah.
And thank you again, anime icon Erika Harlacher, for joining the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show. We'll see you around, fam.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.